Are you tired of living paycheck to paycheck, constantly worrying about money, and feeling like you're stuck in a never-ending cycle of bills and expenses? You're not alone. Millions of people are in the same boat. But the good news is, it's possible to break free from this cycle and achieve financial freedom, no matter where you're starting from. It doesn't require an enormous salary or winning the lottery. With a bit of discipline, smart decisions, and the right strategies, you can turn things around. Before we jump into the 10 steps to financial freedom, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you never miss out on more practical tips and advice to help you take control of your finances. Now, let's get into it. 10. Track your spending. The first step to financial freedom starts with understanding your finances. If you don't know where your money's going, how can you expect to control it? Start by tracking your spending. Every single purchase, big or small, needs to be noted. This can be done through a budgeting app or even a simple spreadsheet. By tracking your expenses, you'll get a clear picture of your spending habits. You'll be shocked to realize how much money goes toward things you don't necessarily need, like that daily coffee run or those subscription services you've forgotten about. Once you have this information, it will be much easier to make adjustments and start saving more. 9. Create a budget and stick to it. Now that you know where your money's going, the next step is to create a budget. A budget is a plan that outlines how much money you'll allocate to each category of your expenses each month. This includes rent, utilities, groceries, transportation, savings, and entertainment. The key to a successful budget is to be realistic. Don't create a budget that's so tight you can't stick to it, or one that lets you spend recklessly. The goal is balance, enough to cover your needs, put money towards savings, and still have some for fun. A good rule of thumb is the 50-30-20 rule. 50% of your income should go toward needs, things like rent and bills. 30% can go toward wants, things like entertainment or dining out. And 20% should be saved or used to pay down debt. Adjust these percentages based on your personal situation, but make sure you're prioritizing savings and debt repayment. And most importantly, once you've set your budget, stick to it. Consistency is key. Start an emergency fund. An emergency fund is a safety net that can protect you from unexpected expenses like car repairs, medical bills, or losing your job. Without one, you'll be forced to rely on credit cards or loans to cover emergencies, which can lead to debt spirals. Aim to save at least $500 to $1,000 in an emergency fund as a starting point. It might take a while to build up, but it's worth it. Once you've reached that initial goal, work your way up to 3 to 6 months worth of expenses. This way, you'll have a cushion to fall back on if something goes wrong, giving you peace of mind. 7. Pay off. High interest debt. Debt is a huge barrier to financial freedom, especially when you're paying high interest on credit cards or loans. High interest debt, like credit card debt, can eat away at your income, making it hard to save or invest. The sooner you pay it off, the better. Start by tackling your highest interest debts first, using the debt avalanche method. This means you'll focus on paying off the debt with the highest interest rate while making minimum payments on others. Once that debt is paid off, move on to the next highest, and so on. If you're struggling with multiple debts, consider consolidating them into one lower interest loan or using a balance transfer credit card to lower your interest rates. 6. Cut back on unnecessary expenses. One of the quickest ways to increase your savings is by cutting back on unnecessary expenses. This doesn't mean you have to live a life of deprivation, but it does mean making conscious decisions about where you're spending your money. Start by reviewing your subscriptions. Are you still paying for streaming services you barely use? What about gym memberships you don't have time for? Cancel the things that don't add value to your life. Next, look for ways to save on everyday expenses. Can you cook more meals at home instead of eating out? Are there cheaper alternatives for your daily coffee? Small changes like these can add up over time and make a huge difference in your budget. Remember, achieving financial freedom is about making smart choices with your money, not necessarily about cutting out everything you enjoy. 5. Build multiple income streams. Relying on a single source of income is risky, especially if you're living paycheck to paycheck. Consider finding ways to increase your income, either by asking for a raise at work, starting a side hustle, or investing in skills that could help you land a higher paying job. Side hustles are a great way to earn extra cash, and there are plenty of options out there, from freelance writing to driving for rideshare services. It's important to remember that increasing your income isn't just about working harder, it's about working smarter. By diversifying your income streams, you can reduce the pressure on your main paycheck and start saving more effectively. 4. Automate your savings. One of the easiest ways to save money is to make it automatic. Set up automatic transfers from your checking account to your savings account every time you get paid. This ensures you're putting money aside before you even have a chance to spend it. Start small if you need to, maybe $50 or $100 a paycheck. But try to gradually increase the amount as you cut back on unnecessary expenses and pay off debt. The goal is to make saving a habit, not something you have to think about constantly. If you make it automatic, you'll be much more likely to stick with it. 3. Invest for the future. Once you've got a handle on your spending, savings, and debt, it's time to think about growing your wealth. Investing is one of the most powerful tools for building long-term financial freedom. While it may seem intimidating, investing doesn't have to be complicated. Start with simple options like index funds or ETFs, which allow you to invest in a broad market with minimal risk. If you're new to investing, consider speaking with a financial advisor who can help you understand your options and make informed decisions. The earlier you start investing, the more time your money has to grow. 2. Live below your means. Living below your means is all about making choices that prioritize long-term financial freedom over short-term gratification. It's tempting to spend money on things that feel good in the moment, but true financial freedom comes from making smart, sustainable choices. This might mean driving an older car instead of buying a new one, living in a more affordable apartment, or delaying expensive vacations. The goal is to live within your means, saving and investing the difference rather than spending it all. The more you practice living below your means, the quicker you'll achieve financial freedom. 1. Develop a mindset of financial independence. Finally, achieving financial freedom requires a shift in mindset. It's not just about following a set of rules, it's about changing the way you think about money. Instead of viewing money as something you're always chasing, start seeing it as a tool that can work for you. Be patient and persistent. Financial freedom doesn't happen overnight, but with the right mindset, you can make it a reality. Keep educating yourself about money, set clear goals, and stay disciplined. Your financial freedom journey is a marathon, not a sprint. Achieving financial freedom is possible, even if you're currently living paycheck to paycheck. By following these 10 steps, tracking your spending, creating a budget, cutting unnecessary expenses, and building multiple income streams, you can take control of your finances and start building the future you want. It's all about consistency and making smart decisions with your money. If you found this video helpful, make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more tips on how to improve your financial health. Remember, the road to financial freedom starts with one small step. Take that step today, and you'll be well on your way to achieving your goals.